So let's check out this nice map. Holy moly. This is only the first ascent. It's time for some real dungeon crawling action. Which, you know, kind of excited about. Because we got lots of tools to work with. And it's fun to dungeon crawl now. How's it going, Oops? Chimera brains. Like from 10. When the dungeons in this game are good, they're good. That's a trap. Dungeon jogging. Strong magics bind the door. It will not open. But I have an orb. I have a black orb. Yeah, this felt like the perfect time to have like a huge dungeon. It's for like the MacGuffin of all MacGuffins. And, you know, we're at the point where we have a lot going on and we have a Redis with us as well. Dungeon's got a cool song. Kind of going fast. Let me go back and make sure I didn't miss any orbs. How's it going, Marsh? Oh, this guy's coming in hot. I love all this MP I have. I can actually keep my MP up through all this. Let me cast. Wait, casting on the wrong enemy. Cast on that guy up there. White mask. Ooh. Just a better version of the black mask. It absorbs holy instead of dark. Benighted child, unchosen with life so short, this tower freely may you tread. In your passing learn of truth, in your passing speak of truth, these words writ by hands undying. Wow, it was just kind of nothing. Dude, biscuits and gravy. Ooh. I think the only breakfast food I like more than biscuits and gravy is a really good omelet. But honestly, depends on the day. If I'm in biscuits and gravy mood, kind of omelet. Any omelet with salsa. I am like totally addicted to eggs and salsa. It's the best. Yeah, you should try it. It's really good. Tortilla and salsa. Enjoy. Yeah, you get a... So you make an omelet, you know, with eggs, not the tortilla. And you put, like, onions, peppers, sausage in it. And then you either dip it or, like, you know, pour salsa on top for each bite. That's all you need. Breakfast is complete. Best breakfast you'll ever have. Sounds more like lunch than breakfast. Eggs, sausage, peppers. I get peppers and onions, I guess, but no, it's still breakfast. I mean, I'll have an omelet for any meal, so doesn't matter to me. I am a big fan of breakfast for dinner, so we have breakfast for dinner all the time. Yeah, see, the best time to have something like that, though, is when you get up late and you, like, skip breakfast. Then you have that, like, big, hearty brunch. Like, omelets are a great brunch food. So I wonder if these orbs go here. Or something. Or maybe I just need more. The beasts here dwelling oft possess black orbs. Herewith approach by thine offering sealed way to open. Man, big Yoda moment. Is there another one on the other side? I kind of wish these were in the dungeon with the enemies and not just having to walk all the way around. Well, actually, this one looks like it's cut off. I have to go that way, I think. Clever. See you, Baden. How's an RJP? What on earth are home fries? They're like... They're shredded hash browns. But for some reason, they're called home fries in the South. They're not fries. Really? You've never heard of home fries and you live in Louisiana? Maybe they call it something different there. Or you need to get out more. Either one. There's a lot of different names for basically the same exact thing, cut up potatoes. Ooh, looks like it's got goofy eyeballs now. What do you mean it won't open? Isn't that... Isn't that both the altars? You're bamboozling me. Yeah, there's another one. I don't know where it would be though. I got another orb. I wonder where it goes. Maybe there's one near the front. Oh wait, I think I know. I think I know where it is. Maybe. Possibly. Brown gravy on biscuits? That's gonna be a yikes for me. It was a travesty. I never recovered. Speaking of never recovering, I was a little too busy talking about biscuits and gravy. I may have left Vaughn. And now he disappeared. Bloop. Is that a problem? Yes, but also no. Yes, because he has to take all the damage for me. Yep, I was right. I wonder if there's another one on that side. I didn't mean to make Vaughn the tank because, like, for a meme, but it is kind of a meme. Because, like, he takes all the hits. You get to just watch him get beat up the entire game. Also going TSS, hope you're doing well. Thank you for the 100 bits. We're doing fantastic. How to distract Americans. You could have just said bring up food, to be honest. What I think of Crisis Core? It's one of the best remasters I've ever played. It's a really good remaster. It doesn't do much to separate it from the original. Like, if you didn't like the original, you probably won't really like the remaster. But if you liked the original, or always wanted to play the original but never got to, it's a really great remaster. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm spooked. What's that? What? Is this like a forced a time deal? Well, if you don't like the RNG of the DMW and the remaster, I really advise you never to play the original, because it's so much worse. I feel like that was supposed to be more epic than it turned out. Pandemonium. Nice. He's immune to holy. How about ice? He's immune to ice. Where's the... Didn't I have another bow? There it is. Dude, what is it with everyone casting Petrifying lately? Yeah, I mean, I do have some complaints about the remaster. The voice acting being one of them, but overall it was a really great experience. Also, I said this earlier, but today my challenge run of the Super Boss comes out. I'm pretty excited for that. He's immune to magic. Wait. He's immune to physical damage. He's immune to everything. Okay. Yeah, for sure. And I, you know, like I said before, I can say that if you played the remaster, you played Crisis Core. You know what I mean? There's no part of me that if you were to say, hey, I played the Crisis Core remaster, I'd be like, oh, well, you didn't play the original, and you don't really get it. Like, you know, it's Crisis Core. So, can I, like, poison him or something? Can I... bleed him or something? Huh. Ow, ow, ow. Why you do this? I have a feeling that this just runs out after a while. What are my thoughts on Ever Crisis? Yikes. I'm not very excited for it, honestly. If I'm being honest. I'm happy for anyone that is excited for it, but I can't say I hold the same. I mean, I'm not, like, actively boycotting it or anything, but I'm just not very excited for it. I don't like what I've seen, I guess. That's a wall, bro. the exit was right there, man. You just had to turn right a little bit. I love the pose with Fran, the arrow in her mouth. She really is becoming my favorite character, and I continually get sad with how she is treated in the game. Because I'm genuinely interested in her, and then every cutscene she's just like, Jinkies, crew! Jinkies, it seems the mist is thick here. Where are my glasses? Okay. So now I guess we leave. How's it going, Sensei? You know, the only thing that bothers me about that is, like, they changed the health of the super boss from, however, I think it was still 7 million on hard. I think it was the same amount. They changed it to 77 million. But they didn't, from what I understand, they didn't really change anything else. Like, if they were going to take the time to change the HP for no reason, then why not also change the fight a bit, or add a boss after Minerva, or something, you know what I mean? Like, I get that it's a remaster, so if you're gonna change nothing, that's fine. But the fact that they changed the HP, but then nothing else, is, like, kind of head-scratch. Like, I would have been okay with it if they just kept everything the same. They were like, nope, this is Crisis Core, we're not changing anything. Like, that's fine. But the fact that they took the time to change the HP, but not do anything else, is just kind of weird. And I mean, they took the time to do voice acting for every character in the game, which honestly is cool. But if I had the choice between listening to the Sephiroth fan voice act her line, or having, like, an extra super boss, I would have taken the extra super boss, you know? Like, I'm not sure the time was allotted very smartly. Instead of bringing back Zack's voice actor, or voice acting lines, they hire a new person to redo all the lines, and it's worse. When you could have just spent that time, like, adding something else to the game, like an extra difficulty or something. Do a crit mode. That would have been cool. Like Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, do like a crit mode, where there's like, you start with some crazy materia, but everything's super crazy or something. Instead, they spent a lot of their time doing the voice acting, and the voice acting ended up being one of the biggest gripes, you know? So they definitely could have allotted their time better. Yeah, it was probably the direction. I mean, it was probably rushed. Like, I mean, they probably didn't put that much time into it. It's just a remaster. It's not like they had the direction of, like, the remake crew. Well, you know, at that point, if you're not going to do it right, just don't do it. No one would have complained with the old voice acting. It just seems like an odd choice. I really don't see a universe where the Crisis Core remaster comes out and all of the voice acting is the old voice acting, and none of the NPCs are voice acted like in the original, and people complain. Like, I just don't see it. I don't see people complaining like, man, they should have given the NPCs voice acting. Like, no, nobody cares. I mean, I don't think anyone cares. Like, it's nice to have, but I don't think anyone cares. It was a cool touch, but like I said, they could have used that time for something else. And then there was also the very strange changes they made to some of the voices, or some of the lines. Like one of my favorite lines in the game, when you do the sung DMW, and he goes, I'm trying! They changed that for no reason. It's not even like, it's not even a cuss word or like something that they decided wasn't accurate. Like, they just changed it from I'm trying to like some, I forget what he says. And what's worse is it doesn't match his lips now. They didn't change the lips to match the new lines, so it looks worse than the old lines. It's more accurate translation instead of trying to match the lips. I would much rather than match the lips. What's wrong with I'm trying, I'm trying? It's funny. The game's funny. It's funny. I don't get it. I mean, if it's a more accurate translation, fine, I guess. But what he says instead of it is, like, stupid. Not if I can help it. Yeah, that's what he says. I mean, the whole game's meme-worthy. That's what makes it great. Yeah. I mean, it's not like they're not self-aware. Like, they know Crisis Core is very meme-heavy. And they kept stuff like Spoony Bard in the redos of those games, you know? At least I think they did. They didn't take out Spoony Bard, did they? In, like, the Pixel remasters? What a shame that would be. Imagine they remove Spoony Bard. I don't think they did. They did remove This Guy Are Sick, but that's understandable. That's like a straight up incorrect sentence. Wait a second, that guy aren't sick? Whoa, look at the dragon, like, flying around. That's cool. These monsters are cake. Oh, wait. Yeah, reflect. Oh, he cast Doom on me. Now what do I do? I can't get rid of Doom. Guess I'll have to stand here and watch Ash die. This is for your own good. Why? Why is she healing me? Oh, my white mask. This is for your own good. No remorse, just cast bubble right afterwards, too. Vaughn is a savage. I want to say remedies once you get one of the licenses, but I don't want to waste a remedy on that when I can just revive myself. But yeah, Doom is pretty brutal in this game. If you kill the thing that gave you Doom, it should cleanse it. That would make much more sense. I'm just having to sit around and wait. Don't do it. Don't do it. He did it. He missed. Yeah, a lot of brutal status ailments, and a lot of status ailments in general in this game. Can I reach this guy? Probably not. Fly back up here. I'll wait. Yeah, disease is pretty terrible. At least there's an item that gets rid of disease, though. A cheap item. But if you don't have any vaccines... And see, I like that. I like that. That gives me the MMO feel. Where, like, you need to go into dungeons prepared. You need, you know, a couple vaccines on hand, just in case. Or else you get blasted, you know? Like, that's a cool feeling. It's an MMO feeling, and it's like a Final Fantasy I feeling. Where if you don't go into a dungeon prepared, you will get destroyed. I see his dot. Oh, he's coming back. Come on. Come on! You're kidding. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on! Yeah! Go. Yeah, I truly am impressed with the mechanics in this game. It really does feel like when they were making 11, they spent way too much time making sure it felt like the other online MMOs at the time, which is fair, and I think they did a good job. And just the fact that 11 even functions is still incredible to me, especially on a PS2. But I feel like with this game, they much more honed in on what makes Final Fantasy good and turned it into an MMO style game. But they really made sure it was a good Final Fantasy game also. With the exception of the story, maybe. But they went another way. You know, they went with the Ivalice style, tried something new. Some people really like it, so it's not just cut and dry bad. It's just different. But with the combat, with the mechanics, like, it feels like a Final Fantasy MMO. Final Fantasy XI, like I said before, it does not feel like a Final Fantasy MMO. It feels like World of Warcraft. It feels like an MMO. It does make you wonder why 13 went like the complete opposite direction, but I mean, I know why. It's because it was the first PS3 game. And that's how it always goes when it jumps consoles. Same thing with old PS1 games going to PS2. It was always like super linear, just focus on the graphics, just focus on the sound, just make it look really flashy, you know? On paths must you rely, and by path of living flame have you come. Frozen in stone, the green flame passes from time, stone now and evermore. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would still say this is one of the best MMO-style single-player games I've ever played. Granted, I have not played many of those. Not many of those exist, but they really did nail it. I mean, you've all seen how kind of anti-MMO I am in general. They are definitely not my favorite style of game, and I love this game, so they did something right. They take what's fun from MMOs and they push it into an experience that someone that doesn't like MMOs can enjoy. And I bet this game got a lot of people into MMOs. Like, they played this and it gave them a better understanding of what makes MMOs fun, and then they went and tried an MMO and enjoyed it. I wonder what kind of profound impact this game would have had if it came out before 11. Like, if this were 11, and then 12 came out, and it was what 11 was, but, you know, a juiced up version. I wonder what kind of impact it would have had. If they could have, like, kind of eased us into the MMO formula. Instead of going from 10, which is very much just a linear turn-based RPG, into a completely different style of game. If they had eased us in with 12, like, okay, here's what an MMO could be, but it's still single player, don't worry. But this is like what a Final Fantasy MMO could look like. And then they hit us with 11. And they, you know, called it Final Fantasy 12, and it was like this, but online. And I wonder if more people would have been accepting of it. Would have been more into it. I think in an alternate universe where Final Fantasy X came out, and then they made this game and called it Final Fantasy XI, and then they waited, instead of making Final Fantasy XI on the PS2, they waited and they released it on the PS3, which had onboard online and didn't need the hard drive upgrade. It could have been huge, don't you think? If they had eased everyone in with this game, and then their first PS3 game was Final Fantasy XI, everyone was starting to get into online play as a casual thing, not something that you had to buy extra stuff for, but was right out of the box. Everyone was starting to get into online multiplayer, and then you hit them with this massive Final Fantasy Online game. I think it could have been even bigger than it was. It could have been massive. It could have been Final Fantasy XIV level massive if it came out on PS3, right at the height of online multiplayer, and you had this game ease you into it. That would have been wild. We'd probably all still be playing it. That is really interesting to think about. They would have had some interactivity with PlayStation Home, because that was a thing back then. Well, I think the story would have been maybe the same, but it would have been more fleshed out, because they would have had more time. They would have waited. Instead of trying to rush it out right at the height of MMOs and get it on the PS2, they would have had some more time to really flesh out the story. Release it on PS3. That's really wild to think about. I'm genuinely curious as to what that would have looked like. Finally at the point where I'm not running out of MP in dungeons. Even though I put Protectka and Shelga. Everyone's still keeping up their MP. On sight must you rely, at mercy of the currents of this fading world. Seduced by false illusion, it is the fool who cuts not his own path, celestial glory never to behold. So use your eyes. Got it. Fascinating. Is there a secret in this room? Ah. Oh. Did I just get jebaited? Seduced by false illusion. It is the fool who cuts not his own path. Well, those seem... The fool who doesn't cut his own path, so it's the smart person that cuts their own path. But then the sentence before that seems to contradict that. And says, seduced by false illusion. Doesn't make any sense. But hey, I found an empty room. Let's go. Maybe there's a hunt in there later or something. Well, obviously it was supposed to be leading me towards that fake wall, but there was nothing over there anyways. Also, there's a fake wall over there, too. Maybe that was just an example. You think that's like a trap up there? It's a trap. Apparently there's more than one fake wall. Hey, thanks, Solidus. Appreciate you, man. Ouch. So, what's the point of the fake walls when I can just go across this instead? Wait. The fake walls don't even... Maybe the fake walls have enemies that give me a bridge so I can go get that chest? Is that what it is? Because otherwise I don't see a reason for the fake walls. chest over here. You're kidding me. That's what this was? A high potion? Wow. I'm so glad you wrote that riddle. The retro tank ups the resolution. So yes, it makes old games look better. But sometimes these old games don't upscale perfectly. Like, this is upscaled, so everything looks nicer, but because it looks nicer, you can see the inadequacies a bit more. Especially the, you know, little artifacts on the models. The little jagged edges of the models that would normally be hidden by the lower resolution. The aliasing, yeah. But yeah, I spent a very big amount of time investing in a lot of upscale solutions so that all of the games that we played for Fantathon would be upscaled and look as good as they can. And although it's not all perfect and, you know, there's always more you can do, I think it turned out pretty good. I think all the old games looked really good. Yeah, it really depends on the console. But if you go to my setup page, I put all of what I used for each console. I do need to make sure that's up to date because I did change some stuff. But I think all the retro tank stuff is up to date. So if you have any questions about how I'm upscaling my consoles, it should all be on that page. As well as links to buy what you need. The only difference I can think of potentially is I'm using the FrameMeister now for this game because it looked better than the retro tank. Or actually, not the retro tank, the OSSC. And I think on my setup page I might still have it as OSSC. I'm using the FrameMeister for this now. But that's the only inaccuracy I can think of. All the other ones should be accurate.